you switched to the British Drum Company, and I noticed you were really
Yep.
excited about that. The kit looks awesome. It sounds great. And what inspired that shift for you?
So I was rehearsing last year with Devon Townsend in Manchester, and I knew that BDC were like 2 miles down the road from where we were rehearsing. And Tina Clark, who used to be the artist relations at Zildjian, is now the artist relations woman for BDC. And so I said to her, I've got a morning off. Any chance I can go to the factory and see how drums are made? Just because I wanted to see how the drums are made. It just seemed like a cool thing to do. And she was like, yeah, no problem. I'll arrange it. So I went down, met them all, and went in and got given the tour. And by the time the tour was over, about 90 minutes later, I was just, I want to be with this company. I'm moving. And it was literally that. I went there with no intention of shifting. The drums I had before, loved the drums, loved my relationship. But I just realized it was time for a change for me. And I was just so impressed with, like the tour I was on, even though the guy had given the tour, probably 3 million times before it, he was still 100% passionate about the product, thought everything getting made from, like the strips of wood where you can tear them in half with your hands through to a finished drum. And it's just, I came away going, this is a company I want to play. And I did, and that was it.
Awesome.
And the drums sound amazing, but a lot of drums can sound amazing. These sound really amazing. But for me, it was the whole package of the people, the product, and the love in what they do. So, it was genuinely, I had no plan to change. And I came away from there and I just went, I want to play your drums.
Brilliant. Yeah. It's like sometimes and it might sound weird, but making a cup of tea and loving doing it, or the chef that cooks their food with love, it's like it tastes better.
It really counts. And the funny addendum to this is that we had a day off in Manchester the other day before the Manchester show. So I took my drum tech to the factory, Mitch, to see how the drums were made, because he loves drums and wanted to geek out. And it was a chance for me to go catch up with everyone. So Mitch had the tour. And by the end of the tour, Mitch said, right, can we sit down? I'm buying a drum set. I want to spec it out. And he's bought one now. And he had no intention of buying a drum kit. It was just, you go to that, if you go to that place, you will want a drum set. It's how it works.
Right. Okay. Noted. And when you were, I remember you saying when you were choosing it, you were very particular about your new spec for it. And what, briefly, or as much detail as you want, the new spec that you designed, can you give us a bit of a rundown of that for the BDC drums, and why you chose that?
Yeah. So I've actually got 3 kits from them. So I'm kind of lucky. And the original kit I was going to use on the Devon tour was, in fact, all stock sizes, all stock finish, which was this color Raven glass, which is kind of a black sparkly type thing. And I had that. And then that was the kit I was going to take on tour. And that was more of my rock kit. So the sizes for that were 2 22x18 bass drums, 10x8, 12x9, 13x9, 16x14, 18x16. And then the studio kit I wanted, which I wanted in orange, because orange is my favorite color. So I wanted an orange drum set. That kit was going to be the studio, which was slightly shallower sizes of 10x7, 12x8, 14x14, 16x14, 18x16. And when I showed Devon a picture of that kit, half made, he loved the color so much that he decided to make the backdrop orange, the whole aesthetic of the gig orange. And that happened to coincide with Keith, the owner of BDC, saying, oh, by the way, Darby, I've made you a second 22-inch bass drum. So we ended up taking the orange kit out on tour. So all my kits from them are actually stock. The only thing that's not stock is the orange finish. That's a custom job for me. And so the 2 kits I've got, the black one and the orange one, they're both just 100% birch shells. And then I've got one of their Lounge Series kit, which is a combination of birch and mahogany, and it's also got rounded bearing edges. So it sounds a lot more old school, a bit more woolly, that sort of thing. So between all the stuff I've got, I can kind of cover all bases, really. I've got the big rock sizes, I've got the more studio fusion sizes, and then I've got the old school kit as well. But everything from my drums, aside from the orange finish, is 100% stock that anyone could just order that straight, from the shop or the website or wherever you buy BDC stuff.